Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video. Today folks, I'm going to be doing a video guide for Raid Shadow Legends. Now of course this is going to be a video guide with regards to energy, and I've chosen this topic because in a lot of guides for beginners and even intermediate players and even late game players, a lot of people say to always use up your energy so that you're always regenerating energy and you don't waste it and all that good stuff. And now that is a good tip, however, I don't think it's actually the best tip. I think there is a better tip. It all depends on how you play the game, how often you play the game, and how much time you spend on the game. But if you're a normal person like me, where you will probably average out several hours a day if you have that time, or say you'll have days where you can't play the game for too long, then that's not really efficient because you're losing out on energy and quite a lot of it. So obviously we're going to start with the very beginning for those that are just into the game. Obviously I'm doing this because I don't agree with the tips given with regards to the energy. The video will be focused mainly around energy. I will cover some other things as well. So let's start out with the topic of energy. What is energy? Well, energy is what you need to progress and play in the campaign as well as in the dungeons. Obviously there's faction wars and other things that you can do in the game, but that is where you will use energy. Now there are several ways of getting energy. One of them is to buy it from the market if you have the gems. Now over here, as you can see, there is a full energy refill. What that does is it basically refills your energy. So if you have at the time of purchasing this, say 70 energy that you can use, that will be your maximum energy because you're still leveling up. That's what it will give you. If you have 5 energy when you buy that, then you'll get 70 plus 5 energy that you already have. Therefore you'll burst pretty much your energy, which kind of goes against what people are saying and advising. Now I totally disagree with this to some level. Obviously I don't recommend buying it. There are ways of getting energy in the game. So as you can see, just after the keys I have 1000 energy. Now that's because I haven't been able to play the game for 2-3 days because I've been at work, which is normal. This is what life is all about. Sometimes you're able to play for hours, other times you're not. In order to get the gems, you have to either buy them from the shop or do the missions and quests and all that stuff to stock up and pretty much save up your gems. Another way of getting energy is by doing the daily, weekly, and monthly quests. So, for example, I don't know if I said gems, but I was talking about energy. So, for example, if I upgrade a champion to rank 4, I will get a energy refill. Now with this, I can leave it here until the week completes. So on the 6th day, I have to claim it. If I don't claim it, I lose it. That's that. Because what happens is it will reset. If you haven't claimed it, it's gone. If you claim it, it goes straight into the energy bar. It does not go into the chest where it's saved. So that is very important to know. Same thing applies to all daily quests. You want to do the daily quest, and the quest that gives you the energy refill will be the one right at the top, fighting the arena 5 times. That will give you another energy refill. Now you can try and save this till the reset timer, which in my case is 12 midnight. But you don't know when things are going to go wrong in life and you're going to get busy. If you don't claim it, you lose it because it resets. Very important thing because people don't actually say this, and I have tried doing that, and guess what? I lost that energy that I had there. Now obviously it's a bit of a waste of energy, and you know, 100 energy will take you a long way, but equally it won't go very far depending on what you are doing in the game. The same thing applies with the monthly quest. There are certain quests that you can perform to get energy. I'm not quite sure which one it is, but as you can see, I've got one with upgrade 2 artifacts to level 16. I've only done one. I'm saving that towards the end of the month. That will be 200 energy. Now this will go into the chest so I can use it later, but normally I have a habit of claiming everything the moment I achieved it, just so I don't forget. So this is something you can do. Also on this topic, you want to do these for the shards. As you can see, you do get awarded some really nice shards. Another way of getting energy is by simply leveling up. So when you level up, you get a free energy refill, which is always handy. Another way of getting it is either by doing quests and challenges. Some of them will award 25, 50, 100 energy. I'll cover that later. I have done some of them, and so I've claimed some energy. And then of course, as you can see over here, I'm just gonna go through them. It's very important that you do your daily quest, especially because they don't take that long. It's 5 to 10 minutes. You get that done. So the one with the arena, for example, you don't even have to win. You just have to fight 5 times. Easy peasy. Now, how did I come up to get over 1,000 energy? Well, on day 19, I claimed that 500 energy. Now, with this, of course, you don't have to claim it. I have not tried to see what happens if you don't claim it and go on to the next day. But I was already bursting my energy, so might as well claim it. Another good way of getting energy in the game is by participating in the tournaments and events. So as you can see right here, and it's shaded out, which is a bit annoying. I came out on the 4th position, which gave me some energy. I claimed it because obviously I think we've got about 2 to 3 days to claim it or something like that. I'm not actually timed it, but around there. Whilst doing that, I also got some additional energy, which I used. Again, same thing with the other tournaments. So you do want to participate if you can. Don't go all out, especially if you're not fully leveled up and that's not one of your topics. But you do want to kind of keep that at the back of your mind with regards to energy, because to be honest, the maximum level of energy that you can get in the game is 120. 120 will not go very far, and you'll see later on why. Again, events, claim the energy, the rewards. Obviously I claimed these because I actually ran out of energy, but then as I went to work and did my day-to-day things, I wasn't able to play, and then I stockpiled. Another one is if you are logged on to the game for a certain amount of time, you will get energy. So if you're on the game for 60 minutes, again, you will get a refill. Very important with this, same as before, if you don't claim it by the end of the day when it resets, you lose it. When you claim it, it goes straight into your energy. It does not go into the chest. So that means you're likely to burst. If you burst your energy, you will not be generating anything else. Now, a lot of people say don't burst it, so you're always regenerating. That's fine. It works really good if you're playing the game all the time. But we're all people, we're humans, we have problems to deal with. Life happens, and sometimes you're not able to spend that amount of time on the game. And this is where this tip comes in handy. What I'm saying is stockpile the energy for when you can actually spend time on the game. What I have here in terms of stockpile of energy will last me for about 2 days, because I will thin it out between the campaign, farming the campaign to level up my champions and going into the dungeons. I'll mix it up with the arena events. I'll go to do the clan boss battle, and it will pretty much last me for about 2 days. Then I'm back at work for 3 days. Won't be able to play it for too long, so I'll end up stockpiling it again. So if you see what I'm coming from, that's the way it works. Now, I will show you in a bit why you want to stockpile it. Now, when you start out in the campaign, you don't use up that much energy, and you don't have a lot of energy, and you always be over the limit of energy, which is not necessarily a bad thing. If you're over the limit of energy, even by 1, then I suggest stockpiling it. If you're under, then let it generate to its full amount, and if you have stuff to claim that will reset either daily, weekly, and you're about to go over that reset point, then claim it, even if you burst it, because you're going to lose it. And you know, energy is quite essential. You use it in quite a few areas, and there's a lot of areas to use it in. So I'm currently on hard. Let's go on normal to show you how much energy you will need for the normal campaign. We'll cover all of the difficulties. So for a normal battle, you will need 4 energy. For a boss battle, a stage that will have a boss at the end, you'll need 5 energy. Not that much, but as you progress through the game and go on to hard, you will use up more energy for a stage. So as you can see, I've 3-starred this. This is very important right here. Just as a side note, you do want to get that because you do get a nice shard at the end of it. I'm currently on hard. I have completed it, but again, I'm trying to get to the point where I 3-star every stage. To 3-star every stage, you have to complete it with at least 2 champions, no more than that, and you have to do it without any deaths. So I'm currently on well, I'm not going to show the stage, not yet, but what I want to show you right there is that you'll use up 6 energy as opposed to 4 on normal, and 7 energy on a boss fight. I was going to sidetrack there, but I really decided. So over here, as you can see, I'm still going through the brutal. I can do it, but I don't want to go into it just yet. I'm saving that up for later. again, it scales up, so you'll now be using 8 energy for brutal and 9 for a boss. So that is almost 10 energy. If you have a maximum of 120 and you need to, say, repeat several times because you're leveling up champions and stuff like that, that's gonna go mighty quick. It's just that simple. So as you can see, you will be needing a lot of energy. 120, which is the max, won't go very far, but there's also the dungeons where you will be using energy. So over here I have the Spirit Keep, which is currently unlocked. You start with 6, go up to 8, then it goes to 10, then it goes to 12. So it just scales up. Again, I've not focused too much on this. I've just done it as things on the side to kind of help my champions, but I've not actually tried to go too far with it. This hasn't been my main focus as of yet. My focus will be to get to a 6-star champion. Again, same thing for all of the other keeps. I can't actually access them because they're on a timer, but it just scales up. Again, the Minotaur Labyrinth, as you can see, it just scales up. It goes to 12 and it just keeps going. You are not gonna do a lot with the amount of energy that you have, even when you maxed out. Now, I'm showing these because sometimes you'll need to farm the stages over and over and over again until you actually get a piece of equipment or an artifact that is actually going to be useful. Sometimes what you'll get is not what you want, and obviously you do want to get the 5 to 6 star equipment. At the moment, I'm still working my way through it, and again, as I said, I'm not really focused on it, so this is just for illustration purposes. Whilst I'm on this topic, you do also have the faction wars. I don't actually have a team for these as it currently stands, but again, this is kind of like energy, but you're using keys. You have a limit of 12 keys per faction. If you lose a battle in faction wars, you don't use up the keys, which is quite nice. That gives you a chance to actually tweak your team. Again, this is not necessarily a thing that I focused on. It's one of those things where if I had the team, I went for it. If I didn't bother with it. Now, I've talked about getting the energy. I've talked about faction wars and other things that you can do to actually thin out what energy you use. You want to use little energy and be most efficient and enjoy the game. That's the thing. I'm playing to enjoy the game. I'm also trying to go into the end game content, but it's going to be a long time before I get there, so I do want to enjoy it. Another thing you want to cover is the boss battles. If you're in the clan, you can access boss battles. I now focus on normal and easy. My task as it currently stands is not to take out the boss battle, but rather to achieve the minimum damage required to get one of these chests. Very important, and the reason I'm putting this in is because you do want to focus on this if you can. If you can dish out the minimum damage required, you will get at the end of the day a nice little reward. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's not so good. Also, while I'm here, so what I'm focusing on, as you can see, I've got all 4 starting champions. I recommend when you start out the game going for Kale. He is an absolute beast according from all of the 4 champions. What you can do with him is absolutely amazing. He has 1 simple attack and 2 AoEs, all useful. I like what's her name, Elaine, and Aethel's really good. Gallic is okay. I've not used him. I'm not a big fan of what he can do, but I definitely recommend Kale. I'd probably say Aethel in 2nd place and Elaine in 3rd place, if I'm going to go with what they can achieve and do. So another very, very important thing is you want to kind of book these guys up, but only focus on one, right? Getting that one champion to a 6-star level 60 champion. As you can see, I've played around with Aethel. I've given her a couple of books and skills and played around to see what she can do. Kale is my preferred one. He does apply poison. It's a 5% poison of the enemy's HP, I believe. That's how it works out. So he's got 2 attacks. Actually, he's got 3. 1 is a single target. The other 2, so the A2 and 3, are AoE attacks. And the 3rd one actually applies the poison as well. Very, very useful. I like Elaine. And very important for Elaine is having a 100% or getting as close as you can to 100% crit rate, because this first attack right here places an extra attack if it's a critical. So you do want that. That's an extra hit. It's gonna total up at the end of the battle. And then she has 2 AoE attacks, which you can see here. which again, very useful for clearing out the trash, which is what I use her. So to me, she's more important because I'm still focusing on the campaign, and those AoE attacks, being able to do and dish out as much damage is quite important. I don't want to be wasting time with the trash mobs. I want to get through the stages really quick and obviously get to the boss. Obviously, these characters are not geared anywhere close to where I want them to be. I'm not focused on grinding for gear at this point in time. I think Kale's probably got the best set, but this, as you can see, he's missing a necklace, and just to kind of give you an idea of what I've gone. So you want to focus firstly on crit rate. You want to get that to 100 because that is going to guarantee a crit every time, which is more than normal damage. Then I'd say crit damage and speed. So in my case, I want Kale to go first in my combination, and then I want Elaine to go second. So that means first thing I'll do is 2 AoE attacks. Now go back to energy, because this is mainly focused on energy, right? If you're gonna play the game and run out of energy, or to the point where you're gonna be below the maximum that you can have, then yes, you want to use up that energy to the point where you don't have any more before you claim it. That makes sense. It works that way. But realistically speaking, unless you're a full-time YouTuber, a full-time gamer of some sort, where you play this game day in and day out, which, you know, I imagine a lot of people won't be doing, you know, you'll have life, you'll have to go to school, to go to work, to do something outside of this game. When you're not playing this game, you're not using the energy. If you are maxed out with your energy and you're already full and you haven't yet claimed the energy packs that you've earned through the quests, missions, challenges, by the end of the reset timer, you will have lost. And I'm talking about the one where you basically have to be 60 minutes on the game to get that pack. If you've not claimed it and it resets, that's it, you've lost it. And I've actually seen videos, to be fairly honest, that recommend that you don't claim it. Well, guess what? I did it that way. I didn't claim it, hoping that it's going to carry over onto the next day. I actually forgot, to be fairly honest, but it didn't. So you're going to lose that. And say if, in my case, I have 108 maximum energy, I lost basically a refill of 108 maximum energy. So that's quite a big loss. And another way of getting energy, which I should have mentioned, and I don't think I did, is to actually level up. But as you get towards the higher levels, that's going to become rarer and rarer. And as you can see right here in the challenges, in the artifact section, you get 50 energy per challenge completed. But the good thing with this is you have to claim it. Now, you do have an option here with regards to when you use up that energy. When you're under or very low on it, then you can claim it and get your energy. As you're playing the game, you do want to kind of keep that in mind and keep track of your challenges, your missions, because these will help you out. It's also a good distraction and a good way of thinning out the energy as well, or making best use of it in the sense of you want that energy, that little energy that you have, to go as far and long as you can. So just to kind of show you where I'm at, you know, I'm nowhere near close to the end content, and I have thinned out my gameplay, and I'm not really focused on a single champion. I have focused on Elaine and Kale, and I've also leveled up some other champions just to kind of help me out and just kind of play around with them. Very important here is, obviously, and this is going to help you a massive amount, is to focus on one single champion. Get that champion to 60. I'm currently focusing on Kale. And never, ever, ever use your legendary tomes if you get them on anything else but a legendary champion that you are going to use. Same thing applies to the rare books. Only use it on rare champions, and even the epic books, or the the epic books. I don't know, like tomes. I call them books, whatever. The epic tomes, you want to use that on epic champions, nothing below that. You will get these, and like the rare tomes, you'll get quite a few. They are rare, but you will get a few. You'll get fewer what they called, epic tomes, so that's one of the things you don't want to be wasteful with. And then you'll get even fewer legendary tomes that become harder to get, so never ever waste it that way. Always, basically, rule of thumb is for a rare champion use rare tomes, for an epic champion use epic tomes, and for a legendary champion use legendary tomes. It's just that simple. And that's kind of pretty much what I wanted to cover. It's just a simple fact that a lot of people, it seems like somebody came up with the idea of letting your energy regenerate, and then everybody just followed that trend. It's a good trend if you're constantly playing the game and you're always using up the energy. That works. In my case, you know, a normal person playing this game, I don't always have the time to actually use up all that energy. I always end up bursting it with all the awards and rewards, and if you don't claim some of them, as I said several times throughout the video, you will end up losing them. So I have no choice but to burst them. I'd rather burst it and get as much as I can through the days that I'm not playing. You know, it's not that difficult to do the dailies. By doing the dailies and claiming the rewards, I can then burst it and save up that energy for when I have the time to play it. And as I said, that 1006 energy that I now currently have will last me for about 2 days. After that 2 days, I'll be going back to work and I'll be stockpiling it again. So, you know, for logging in for about, let's say, 15 to 20 minutes in my breaks to do this, or before I go to work, or when I come home, because I'm already too tired to play the game, so I won't be playing the game, and stockpiling that energy, that is what I recommend for people that actually have a life. It's a practical advice. And the simple fact is, you won't be able to play this game always for very long times. You know, things do pop up, and I just wanted to basically help people not go through the experience of losing those rewards once they got them. Simple fact is, claim it. If you're not using it, that's fine. You know, if you're away for 2-3 days or a whole day and you can't really spend time on the game and you've already done the dailies, you're going to lose it unless you claim it. You're going to burst it anyways. And if you're going to be away for multiple days, then just log in, do your dailies, get the rewards, claim it, and that way you'll have it saved for when you can actually play the game for longer periods of time. It's just basically what this video was all about. Now, as you saw, the more further you get into the game, the more energy you will need, and so stockpiling it up will just give you that extra playtime and enjoyability. And obviously this is also as a thing, I don't recommend buying energy, and this is one way of avoiding it. Basically, on the days where you're not playing, you just stockpiling it for the days you will be playing. But that being said and done, that is it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it and found the information in this video useful. If you have, please don't forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guys here on this channel. Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. The links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.